Hey, I'm Josh from Vacuums Are Sewing 2 in Arvada and Boulder, and today I'm going to show you how to unclog an Oreck Magnesium. These machines are incredibly prone to clogging. Very common if you're having issues where the machine is shutting itself off automatically. Very likely that you have a clogging machine. Okay, so I'm going to start at the base of the machine. There's essentially two places that you can have clogs. You can have them at the base here. You have the motor kind of in the middle here, right? You can have them down here at the intake, and you can also have clogs in the tube up here. These intake clogs are probably the most common. So the first thing you can do is you can flip it over and kind of look inside, and sometimes you can actually see the clog right there. If that's the case, you might be able to just pull it out with tweezers. Typically though, it goes in even farther. Now I'm going to take the base plate off, which will get me a little bit more access. And this is part of the problem with these machines, is in order to unclog them, you more often than not have to disassemble the machine pretty thoroughly. The only other problem is that when they do get clogged, they have a tendency to melt themselves and destroy their fan housing, which is something that's not under warranty. So they get clogged easily, and then they cause an issue which is not considered a warranty issue. So right here is where you're looking for your clog. You have a sharp turn where it comes in like this, and then it turns into the motor. So if you have a clog right in here, you can typically get to it right there easy enough. We don't, so we're gonna have to go in a little bit farther. But before we do that, we're actually gonna swap, and we're gonna look for a clog up in here, because it's easier to get to here than it is to here. So we're going from the easiest places to the hardest places to find a clog, right? So this upper tube will actually come off the machine. So I'm gonna unhook the cord and kind of set that aside. And this right here will turn. This knuckle will turn, which will allow this tube to kind of come up out of the housing. Now, I don't know how hard it's gonna be. That one's coming up pretty easy. Oftentimes, you actually have to put the machine on the floor and stand on this part and then pull. But I think this one's gonna pop up without all of that, without all that drama for us today. Maybe not. All right. So in the process, the side cover completely fell off, and Chief is here to help. You're goodbye, Chief. Okay. Well, he's very interested in helping momentarily. Anyway, so now you have access to this back hose. So there's really two places that clogs can originate. You suck something up down here that you shouldn't, and it gets clogged in front of the fan. Or you overfill your bag and you back down this tube, right? So if you overfilled your bag, here's where you kind of look down the tube. This is a rigid tube, so it's safe to put something flexible down here to kind of try to get the clog out. We do not have a clog there, so we're gonna keep going inside of the machine. I'm actually gonna leave this, off for the time being. Set it aside. So while I was taking the top half off, this side rail just completely fell off. You can see this thing's a little worse for wear. It's got some miles on it. So we have a special tool as an Oreck dealer to take these side rails off. You're not gonna have one of these, but it's got two pegs that go into these notches right here, and it allows us to turn, and you can see it's unlocking this, and then this side rail will pop right off. So absent this tool, what you can do is take two screwdrivers and put them in these holes right here and kind of go like this and get this thing to twist. If you have large channel locks, you can also grip on here. It's going to damage the plastic. You'll leave some marks on it, but I mean, you got to do what you got to do to get the thing off. So that snaps off. There's a little clip right here that goes into. It'll snap off. These wheels now will pop off on both sides. Just kind of kick them out of the way. And then now we're going to take out some screws. There's 1, 2, 3 screws that are holding this top piece on. And those are actually Phillips head. They're not some weird torque screw or something like that. All right, so top is off. And then we've got these two back screws that are holding the other half of the upper housing on. And little clip right over here that holds this upper housing on. Oh, well, it's kind of good we got in here anyway, because this machine needs to be cleaned out anyhow. Okay, so this right here is the intake that I was talking about, and this right here is where we see a lot of these clogs take place. And they get in there and it overheats, and your fan housing right here melts, and this whole thing melts down. So this is where our final unclog is going to be. You've got 1, 2, 3 screws. We'll pop that out, and if the clog wasn't in all those other easier places, that's where it's going to be, and you actually have to take the machine apart to get that out.
Do you want to do your disclaimer?
Okay, yeah, sure. So, full disclaimer here, if you're not an authorized Oreck service center, you really shouldn't try this repair. Check your warranty status before doing this. It's possible that your machine is under warranty, and your local service center may do unclogs for free or cheap. This is not an easy repair, and it's easy to mess stuff up in here. They're very fragile machines. It's not that they're necessarily complex, but they are fragile. If you mess something up after watching my video, that's on you. I told you not to do it.